I'm a chef on a yacht, and here's what I made for breakfast. Woke up and brushed my teeth and headed into the galley. We're making some baked oatmeal, and I actually have this recipe in my brand new cookbook. I normally make it with apples, but I noticed some cherries that needed to be used up, so we're going with cherries today. I'm not a huge fan of traditional oatmeal, so this is my favorite way to make it. It's almost cake-like, and it's gluten-free. I'm lucky enough to have a huge window in the galley, so all of that morning sunlight comes in. Throw my baked oatmeal into my little oven, and then do some dishes. I'm a firm believer in cleaning as you go. A couple minutes before the baked oatmeal was done, I threw in my eggs into a pan to get those scrambled. And the key is low and slow. I like to pull my eggs right before they're done because they'll continue to cook. In my opinion, eggs should have a little bit of creaminess to them. When they're overcooked, they're just not good. So after guests finish their breakfast and I finish on all the dishes, I'll make myself a plate and head out to the back deck to enjoy this gorgeous view. Now, I normally just do coffee in the mornings, but today's breakfast looked too good to pass up. As a chef on a yacht, I like to get my baking and desserts done in the morning, so that way I don't have to worry about it. Typically, right after breakfast, we get underway to our next island, and I'm not a fan of prepping while underway. Sometimes the seas can be really rough, and you're ending up just like catching things falling off the counter. It's not a super enjoyable way to cook. So pretty much all of my prep and cooking is done either in the mornings or at night. If we're underway during lunchtime, I'll make something super easy like a salad or sandwiches. I told y'all we're going to be making a lot of sourdough on this trip, so this morning I'm making some focaccia. One half is olives and the other half is sea salt and rosemary. And I had a guest request my famous chocolate-covered coconut macaroons for dessert tonight. And tonight for dinner I'm making Thai red curry, which has coconut milk in it, so these are going to pair perfectly with dinner. These are a lot easier to make than French macaroons. Honestly, they're foolproof. Whenever I make these in the morning, I have to hide them during the day because if I don't, they'll be gone for dinner time. We're making lunch. I'll slice up my green onions and cube my carrots. And of course we're going with Asian flavors. I'll get some sesame oil, get that into a pan, and start sauteing my vegetables. For a little textural element, I'm adding some cashews. When they cook, they're gonna add almost like a meaty texture rather than crunchy. We're doing Thai chicken lettuce wrap, so I'll grab some endives, purple and green, and prepare a little platter of those. For seasonings, I threw in some Thai chili sauce, fish sauce, and soy sauce, and then in goes the ground chicken. Every time I stop to do the dishes or wash my hands, I look out the galley window and just appreciate this beautiful view. It's unreal. I mean, how lucky am I? And you don't really see this often in my videos, but I'm always tasting my food to make sure seasonings are correct. That's why I'm never actually hungry for a full meal. Finishing touches, I'll throw in some green onion and some cilantro and plate it up and garnish with more green onion and sesame seeds. I'll make the table and lunch is served. Guests usually like to end their meal with a coffee, so I made that and then headed on to break. Guests just left the boat to go explore the island, so what do? I made a plate for myself for lunch, changed into my bathing suit, and headed out to the bow to tan. Totally have no idea what island we're at. I'm just kind of along for the ride here. But there was an airport very close to where we were anchored, so I was just watching planes coming in and out. I was only out there for like 30 minutes and I was sweating like a pig, so I decided to go back in and get to work. I'll check my journal, and I usually have the menu planned out 3 days in advance. That's how I know what to pull out of the freezer to start thawing. I'll head down into crew quarters where we're keeping all of the dry goods, pick up some chocolate chips because I'm going to be using those in tonight's dessert. Then pull some thinly sliced ribeye from one of my 3 freezers. I'm going to be making Thai red curry tonight and we'll be using beef for that. This is a 3-week trip, so all of my freezers are packed with proteins. I'm only cooking for 4 guests now, but in about a week there will be 10 guests here. So right now I'm in the red meat freezer. I also have one for poultry and another one for fish. Working as a chef on a yacht, things don't always go as planned, so I always make sure to have a plan B. So for cocktail hour, plan A was to cut this jicama into like little French fries and sprinkle it with tahini, but I was skeptical of how it looked and smelled, so I gave it a taste for myself and it was not good anymore. So moving on to plan B. I had lots of zucchini in the refrigerator, so we're going with zucchini bread. And of course, I'm throwing in some sourdough starter into it. I don't know if you can tell, but the boat is definitely rocking because currently we are underway. So baking when the yacht is pitched forward is always fun because cakes and breads come out sloped. 2 of the guests were up at the bridge driving the yacht and 2 others were up at the bow, and one of my favorite things is to surprise them with sweet treats. They love it. So I cut this up, plated it, and first went up to the bridge to give them their little sweet treat and then up to the bow. And it's a little scary going on this little railing while the boat is in motion, but I survived. I came back with a clean plate, and that's when you know guests love the food. We're making dinner. I'll start off by prepping my vegetables. I'm slicing up some zucchini and red bell pepper. And I've got some beautifully marbled ribeye steaks that I'll slice up as well. We had a long crossing today and it was starting to get late, so I had to prep and cook a little bit while we were underway. I'll rinse my rice and then get that onto a boil, and in another pan I'll throw in my beef and my Thai curry paste. Do a little happy dance because Thai red curry is my favorite dish to make and to eat. I'll throw in my bamboo shoot, sugar, coconut milk, and fish sauce. I'll let that simmer away to develop those flavors, then I'll add in my pineapple and all of my vegetables. I'll set the table out back and then start plating up dinner. There was no ladle on this yacht, so I had to use an ice scoop for any dish that had liquid in it.
You're cooking a feast tomorrow. I haven't pulled anything, no.
There's white wine I put in the cooler here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
In the cooler? Cold, you know?
Put it in probably... Finally, garnish the curry, serve the guests, and head back into the galley to plate up dessert. To go along with the coconut theme, I'm serving up some dark chocolate coconut macaroons. After dinner service and dishes, I made myself a plate and headed up to the bridge to eat. Bye, little chef.